they have formed an uneasy alliance. And unlike some other alliances, this is actually implied to be not really good. I mean, they don't have any choice. He is the strongest one on this island. But it is worth pointing out by a lot of people that he will, well, you know, he will kill them once he got what he wants, because the things are in his favor. Yet at the same time, he still has fallen into Gen's manipulational techniques. Or has he? Well, regardless, a very uneasy alliance has been formed. But it's also the only one that can actually change things here. Me, the Angry Anime Fan, the Despair Reviewer. Here to tell about the Dr. Stone, chapter 1, 2, 3. An even number there. After impressing also with a little trick there, Gen begins to go through his manipulation techniques, saying that make your weak card look like an ace of spades. This is a fundamental open in the deal game. And so he begins with manipulation technique number 1. This is a pretty famous technique. But when you're talking, it's better to be sitting next to one another rather than across, as it gives a sense of solitary. So when you're trying to pursue someone rather than sitting at the table, you should sit at a counter beside table. I'm not exactly sure what that means. As he pulls his sweet moments, as well as praising on how strong Mosu is, we see manipulation techniques number 2, which is if you're purposely giving strange, incorrect, and off-base data, then your target will impulsively feel inclined to correct you, which Mosu did slightly. Even if they weren't interested in what you were saying at first, then you'll find yourself joining in anyway. So, but despite this, however, Mosu does seem to look at Gen with eyes that seem to suggest that he is seeing through all of his trick. So he instead said, "Should I slaughter all of you, or should I kill Ibara? Which should it be?" And here is where the rest of the gang also gets in, as he says that if I'm going to kill you, it wouldn't hurt to say what you hear first. He knows that Ibara is the one that petrified the great leader, and also have taken control of the island. He says that he has been doing a lot of things, but he is finished because he's so old already, and he knows that the women will be happier. So here's where the rest are actually pointing out something else. If he really wanted to, he could very well just kill Ibara. However, as said before, Kirisame apparently do not know that the great leader is petrified. She is just following orders. This seems to suggest that she is the one and only who is loyal to the great leader, but she doesn't know that she's being manipulated by Ibara or even Moso in this scenario. Granted that she seems to be such a stone-faced girl, it makes sense for just a little bit. Because it's revealed that the reason why Mosu hasn't done that is because of Kirisame, although he does say that he is pretty sure he can take her on one-on-one. Oh yeah, it's actually revealed in a nice, surprising fan service scene that, yes, that extremely transparent dress she has is transparent. She is completely naked underneath that thing. Because we see a slight, side from her rear. The only thing that is covering up her private parts is these black strings. I have no idea why she wields such a revealing dress, but it is eye candy, I admit. But it's the fact that Mosu is not afraid to fight Kirisame. What he is afraid of is the weapon. The petrifying weapon that Kirisame has. If she uses it, then he is finished. He will be smashed to pieces. And it's revealed that that is what Ibara is counting on. Meaning that this is a circle that Ibara is using, and is actually quite crafty for someone who is so sneaky. It is basically like saying that if you were to attack Prime Minister Ibara, Kirisame, without knowing anything about the truth, would petrify Mosu immediately for that. On the other hand, if he were trying to proclaim the truth, then he would lose the current status in the inner palace, therefore also losing the key to the harem girls, so to speak, as well as the respect of other people. And likely Ibara then would use that means to get rid of him in another way anyway. So yeah, It's a freeway deadlock with where Mosu has everything to lose in his own way. So Senku points out that on the other hand, if we take away the petrification ray, then everything will happen. So Gen approaches again and tries to make the deal about how about you can have the island and the harem and the inner palace. All we want is the petrification weapon. However, Mosu then points out that I am stronger than all of you here combined. What you are going to do is help me get the weapon and then give it to me. Basically not making a deal, but saying that I am the one in control here. There is no deal. You listen to my deal. And it seems like the guys are having no chance but to no choice but follow that. But it's actually revealed that that was Gen's plan all along. It is true, Mosu is the more powerful one of it all. But he knew that Mosu was also... Gen knew that Mosu didn't really fell for his sweet talking. However, and Mosu was keeping a close eye on that. However, he how do you say this word? He unintentionally fell into Gen's trap when it came to striking a deal by using manipulation technique free. This is what's known as psychological riches. When you make things sound forced, like do this and do that, the instinct to preserve one's free will and right to deceive will make them act in opposition and refuse, which is basically, I don't really understand what that meant, but it is what Mosu in this scenario did. He fell into Gen's manipulational trap without even realizing it, because he thinks he has the upper hand. Well, technically he has. Mosu is the more powerful one, but this is just what the gang needed to at least survive their encounter with Mosu right this moment. So they do strike a deal, as Gen says in his illusional world that the path to victory in a deal game is not to humiliate and defeat your opponent. It is luring your opponent and acting according to your desire. So Senku gives Mosu a bell there here, while Gen collapses after being exhausted there. They're all pointing out that while they may have gotten a very powerful ally, this is not a powerful, ally that they can count on. Because Senku is saying that once Mosu has that weapon, he will without any doubt get rid of them. So the thing is here, they can use this moment to get the weapon. But it doesn't answer the question, what are they going to do about Mosu? Well, that is a good question. What are they going to do? I mean, I'm thinking that maybe they should pursue Kirisame to get on their side. Mosu believes that he can take Kirisame in a fight, but what I'm asking is, what about Kohaku and Kirisame? Granted, he said that Kohaku was miles beneath him in strength. But I wonder. Granted, however, convincing Kirisame seems impossible. She seems to follow duty. But so far she seems to be the only one locked out of the loop. Or is she? They have gotten a triumph card, but it's also a triumph card that they cannot trust. So how are they gonna solve this? Well, we don't know. But first they are gonna create an image that they know that they cannot win with brute force. So they're gonna create an image that the Kingdom of Science is a very powerful armada. So, Mosu strikes people disguised as a, warrior of the Kingdom of Science, with boots, mind you, and even pants, in that scenario. Although he now has a message note there, he can of course not talk back to Senku, calling that inconvenient. But this they have gotten an ally, but it's very hugely confirmed that this is not an ally who is a friend. This is an ally for a moment. He wants the petrification weapon, and he's probably gonna get it. But the thing is, if Team Science get that weapon, perhaps they can win against Mosu. After all, he has said it himself. What he fears is only the weapon and nothing else. So yeah, a build-up moment, but we see a little bit inblick on how Gen can manipulate people. The suspense is killing us, but what awaits us we have no idea, so give me your thoughts if you have any.